Welcome to TT Rates, driving home from the Hawthorns, where it finished West Bromwich Albion 1, Millwall 1. This is TT Rates West Bromwich Albion. I'll rate the stadium, I'm going to rate the food, I'm going to rate the fans, I'm going to rate the stewards, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the team who I thought were really good players for West Brom. And I'll start with the players because there's no better place to play it. They've got some really good players to have the ball at the feet. You know, Romain Sawyers, I've forgotten his blimmin' name, I think it's Dravinovic, something like that. That's not his name, but it's something close to that. You know, the number 7 who could control the ball, and Edwards looks like an absolutely cracking prospect. You know, really, all right, he's got to work on his end product, but his directness and his effort and his willingness to run at defenders is scary. You know, he's gonna cause a lot of teams problems this season. So we've done well to bottle him up and force him onto his weaker foot, because I think there's a big disparity between his right foot and his left foot, and we've done well enough today to hold him out. But all three of those players were really good on the ball. They brought Gibbs in on the left. Again, quality delivery from Gibbs a couple of times. But I think where they're going to struggle, and we're maybe quite fortunate that they didn't have Charlie Austin, because Sahor doesn't look like a player to me at all. You know, he kind of fell into the pocket of Pearson Cooper today and didn't give us really any problems. Missed an absolute sitter as well, saying that. And then at the back, I thought, you know, Bartley's a tall fella, but Matt Smith came on in that second half and absolutely dominated him and changed the game, really. You'd expect better. You know, you could tell that Bartley was getting very frustrated, and I think it's a Jay next to him. You know, they look comfortable defensive-wise against Bradshaw, who put them under a lot of pressure, but as soon as Smith come on, it changed completely, and we looked like scoring in terms. We look more dangerous once that happened, and you've got to wonder that against better sides, against bigger sides that they're going to come up against in the Championship, they're going to struggle if they continue to defend the way they defended against Matt Smith. You know, balls over the top, we were getting in behind them as well. They just looked all at odds. As soon as we come back, as soon as they scored, funny enough, it was nearly all Millwall, other than right near the end. Obviously, we're going to talk about their manager. It's hard for me to say anything positive. Ex-West Ham, ex-Croatia knocking England out. So the least I'll say about Slaven Bilic, the better. Obviously, he's a big name for the Championship. He got outmanaged today by Neil Harris. So I can say no more than that without me being disrespectful. We'll talk about the Hawthorns Stadium. I like it. I like the Hawthorns. I think it's got character. I think it feels enclosed, and you know, it's a little bit different size stands, but like I said, I think it's got a bit of character. The concourses are not too bad, good leg room. You can't really argue with a stadium like that. It doesn't seem like a modern stadium, a modern bowl. So for me, out of 5, I'm going to rate the Hawthorns a 4. I think 4 out of 5. What would you say, Zach, for the stadium?
4.5, 5.
Right, now we'll move on to food and drink. Well, I had a pie, and I was going to have a drink, but it was warm, and I don't understand why clubs don't turn their fridges on a couple of days before a game, because you think, who wants a warm drink, a warm Diet Coke or a warm beer? It just makes no sense whatsoever. And in fact, I said to the fella behind this kiosk, I went, listen mate, I only want the drink if it's cold, so let me fill the drink before it. And he didn't let me try it. He brought it out. It was as warm as day, and then I told him I don't want it. He was like, well, you can't have a refund. I went, I think you're fine, I can. Poor service from the catering crew. The pie I had wasn't too bad. You can't go wrong with a chicken balti pie, but the service and the warm drink, not good for me. So for that reason, I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. We'll now move on to an atmosphere. No matter where I go and who we are playing, if I come up against a team that has a musical instrument to create an atmosphere, you are automatically deducted at least a point. West Brom sung when their drum banged. When it didn't bang, they didn't sing. Now, Zach's favourite song, although it's got a bit of swearing in and he's not allowed to sing it, is Stick Your Drum Up and You Can Finish the Rest at Home. It's, for me, very frustrating, and we sing, obviously, We Don't Need a Drum. For the part of it, you know, we were obviously next to their singing section, and a few of their Burberry wearing fans that got quite brave once the stewards and the police got involved in it. Fancy it before then. I thought the rest of the stadium, it wasn't too bad. We've gone to a lot quieter. They created a decent atmosphere for their team. But again, right, two for reasons I'm going to mark you down. One, they sung with a drum, and two, they sung the bloody Allay, Allay, Allay song. So, it's so frustrating. You don't need to jump on a bandwagon of a song that, like, Barcelona sung it, now Liverpool have copied it, and now blimmin', of all places, it's made its way to West Brom. So for those 2 minus points, I probably would have given it a 3. Allay, Allay song and the drum knock you down to a 1. So unfortunately, you got a 1 because of the Allay, Allay song and the drum. And then we'll move on to the stewarding and the policing. Today, for me, it was overkill, absolutely overkill. There didn't seem to be any trouble at any stage. And there seemed to get more police, and the stewarding was heavy-handed. To be fair, we did have one steward right at the start that let us through a gate, which saved us about a 15-minute walk, so fair play to that steward, because you can only talk about the ones you have interaction with. But it just seemed a little bit too hostile for my liking. So for that reason, I'll give the steward and policing I'll give it a 3. It wasn't the worst I've ever come across. Like I said, I felt it was a bit overkill. Overall, where do I think West Brom will finish? Well, if Charlie Austin scores the goals for them, they'll do all right. I think they seem to me a little bit lightweight up front, and you need to score goals if you're gonna push anywhere. I'll have them finishing 6th or 7th. I can't see them finishing above that, but they might scrape the playoffs, and who knows what can happen from there. Like I said, if Charlie Austin starts scoring goals for them, then maybe higher. But at the moment, from what I saw today, I'll give them 6th or 7th. And that's it. Tell me what you think in the comments. What did you think of West Brom if you're a Millwall fan watching it? Like I said, they pass the ball around. They've got attacking players on the ball, and that's probably their strength. But didn't have enough. Like I said, they didn't have enough creating chances as far as I'm concerned. Like the video if you like what I'm doing, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. We'll take the point today. How are you, Lions?